Right now, former President Donald Trump is in Grand Rapids 1 week after an assassination attempt and 2 days after his third GOP presidential nomination. The former president and his running mate, Vance, are holding a rally at Van Andel Arena. We have team coverage tonight with political reporter Rick Albin inside the rally. News 8's Amber Kriska and Adriana Doria are also outside Van Andel Arena right now. They will have the latest information on the crowds in downtown Grand Rapids and security for the event. We begin tonight with Rick Albin. Rick is joining us live from inside the rally. Rick, what has been said so far?
Inside the Van Andel, it has been a very loud experience because they allowed this place to completely fill up before former President Trump came out. Now, when J.D. Vance came out, the lower bowl was full. But it took another hour or so for people to be able to be scanned in and then fill up the upper bowl. So now this place is completely full, and when the former president walked in, it went really crazy. It's not only the first rally he's had since the one a week ago where there was that assassination attempt, but it's the first one since his nomination and coming out of Milwaukee. So this really does become a big focus for this campaign and for the media. There is more media here, and that's saying something because generally speaking at Trump rallies, you have a lot of media, but there's more media here than I've seen in the past because of those two events and perhaps because of something else. He was just talking about this on the stage a moment ago. This race has started to trend a little bit in Trump's direction. With 109 or so days before the election, anything can happen. But what I will say is that Michigan becomes more important in that scenario because if you're going to get to 270, you almost have to get Michigan in that mix. And if you're a Democrat, you almost have to get Michigan because you can't win without it. So Michigan is the state where they're really going to battle this out, and he will be back. But this was a strategic move to come here. We've been listening to him for the past half hour or so, and you can hear it right now at woodtv.com. We're going to have much more coverage of this as we go along. But let's go out to Amber Kriska. She's been talking to people who didn't get inside, who were outside, and Amber can tell us a little bit about what you found out there.
Yeah, Rick, we know the arena can hold 12,000 people. They reached that number. According to police, they had to turn people away. I want you to take a look over here, and you can still see a number of Trump supporters. Some are still waiting to actually get inside. One guy was just knocking on the door, trying to get in. And then, Cam, let's go over here. You can see, take a look over here to my right. You can see a group of Trump supporters. They've been out here the entire time that Trump's been speaking. They've been kind of just listening to his speech. And now I want you to take a look at this video from earlier. Thousands of Trump supporters, they arrived this morning. Some even started lining up outside the arena yesterday. And you can see the long line of supporters. The line to get in extended several blocks. And at one point today, crowds were lining up over a mile away from Van Andel Arena. The line crossed the Franklin overpass on 131. Thousands of supporters who showed up weren't able to get in, but everyone seems to be in good spirits. They say being out here is worth it. There are a few protesters out here that we've been able to see, but overall peaceful. We did have a little situation next to us just a few minutes ago. There's some yelling back and forth. Take a listen to both the supporter and protester on what they had to say.
I'm excited.
We're here for our president. We love him.
I would take a bullet gladly anywhere in my body for that man. And I proudly would lay across the cement right now if that's what needed to be done.
This was sad to see this. You know, that's my point of view. Just sad to see this country falling apart and people that have been conned. I've been conned before in my life. We've all probably been conned one time or another.
Take another look at the number of Trump supporters outside the arena. They weren't able to get in, but they seemed okay about it for the most part. They are listening to President Trump, former President Trump, speak right now. They say they are just glad to be out here. Reporting live downtown, Amber Kriska, News 8.
Thanks, Amber. News 8's Adriana Doria is also outside Van Andel Arena. She has been speaking to people about the security they're seeing at the event. That comes after an assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump last week. Adriana, what have you seen in terms of security there?
Amanda, yeah, you just heard from Amber. The excitement definitely high here for everybody listening in on former president's speech. He's right inside Van Andel, and we're just about a football field away from the big crowd. I want to show you what the security kind of looks like. This is a little bit more of a quiet area, but you can see it's roped off here. We've got pretty much every law enforcement agency you can imagine down here on pretty much every corner of Van Andel, completely blocked off. And we've been talking with a lot of different supporters here about their thoughts on heightened security, on if rallies are going to look different following that assassination attempt. Remember, that's just 1 week exactly to the day. That's actually one of the first things former President Trump said in his speech today, that it's exactly 1 week since that. And a lot of people, you know, back and forth, some people said that's not stopping them from coming out to big events. That's not going to stop them from going to events in the future. Some saying that, you know, it definitely looks different. We've talked to a lot of people who have been to so many different rallies, saying that this one does look different. There's a lot more security presence here, but again, they still feel safe, and they feel safe to go to rallies in the future. Take a listen to what one of those supporters had to say.
Well, there's a lot more guards, and there's actual Secret Service here as opposed to the rally last weekend. And I think that our government, I'm angry at our government for allowing that to happen.
Yeah, you can tell, again, that security not stopping anybody, that former assassination attempt not stopping anyone from coming out. You can see just by the sheer numbers of people. So again, a big topic here. We'll see how that shifts any rallies in the future. Again, this one's inside, so we'll see if it looks different from those that are going to be outside. For now, reporting live downtown Grand Rapids, Adriana Doria, News 8.